Hey guys, it's Rick back again for Cinema Frankenstein 1910 until now. And why on the hunt to narrow down the movies I wanted to watch for this marathon? I had found an animated film, simply titled The Monster of Frankenstein here. Unfortunately, it just says Dracula on the cover, but on the back, gonna give you a quick look at some of the animation there. But this was a Japanese release, released on July 27th, 1981, directed by Yusuo Sarakawa. The translated title, actually into English, was Mystery Frankenstein Legend of Terror. Supposedly we had got a copy of it here in the U.S. in 1984. Animation was by Toyo Ishii, who would go on to direct things like Vampire Hunter D and Fist of the North Star. And it was voiced dubbed by Harmony Gold, most famous for Robotech. Animation of the studio that had put this animation together was known for doing things like Transformers and Dragon Ball Z, actually. But it's an interesting take. So during the late 70s and early 80s, Marvel trying to expand their brand, partnering up with Japan. And you would think this would be a pretty good move. Not much came out of it. There was a Spider-Man series that was released in Japan in a live action, which is just you just have to see it to understand it. There was a Tomb of Dracula, which did really well, and then they did The Monster of Frankenstein. Very loosely adapted. We don't get a lot of time with the making of the monster. A lot of changes were made. The blind hermit is now Victor Frankenstein's father. Victor Frankenstein has a daughter. He did marry Elizabeth. There's a surprising amount of blood in this, but anime always does take things to a different level. Some things that would have caused a religious meltdown, with a comparison to Jesus with the Frankenstein's monster. And an ending that you just has to be seen to believe. It's like, I can't believe they went there. That's kind of shocking. It's not bad. Original cut was 111 minutes. When we got it, it was 90 minutes. I can't find anything about what was cut out, although there was a singing scene that was a part of one of the things cut. But yeah, it gets dark in many places. And it was kind of shocking of the direction it went. I found it to be okay. Not perfect. It's definitely a very neat thing to see, seeing a different interpretation of the creatures. It mainly spends time with him roaming the countryside. He's like eating chickens. And he eventually comes to be known as Franken, because that's one of the only things he can really say. Until later on. So it is one of those cases where he is Frankenstein instead of the monster. But now the country knows him as the monster. Animation is sharp. I was really impressed with that, because like I said, you've got a famous studio doing the animation, and it turned out really good. I was really impressed with it, and I do like Toyo Ishii, who, like I said, had done Vampire Hunter D, and his work is just. I kept looking at it, just like, God, what do I know that from? That style, and then I come to find out where it was from. But overall, it's not bad. It's neat seeing the Frankenstein monster in an animated form. Not perfect, but some of the shocks in it are like, especially the ending, which I just didn't see coming for anything. Now, this isn't a very commercially easy to get release. Bootlegs are really the only way you're going to get it, and I have found it on YouTube, so I will link it below so you can check it out. But that's all I got today, guys. Take care, and as always, go watch a movie.